Hey, hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is a wild ride. If you want to see what I used, how I got this look, and all the things that I think, stick around, we're going to get into it. Let me just say real quick, if you're not already subscribed, you could do that now. Just feel free to share my videos with anyone you think might like it. It helps me. Anyway, I think that's that on that. Anything you need to know, I will have in the description box. Just click on the more. It's down there and you can find it pretty easily, I think. All right, I'm about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. All right, here we go. I'm really excited about this and a little apprehensive. So I'm not sure what I said in the beginning because that hasn't happened for me yet, but this video is going to be just a bit, yeah, Maria, get ready with me, talking about some products I've tried recently, things that work, things that didn't. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I dyed my eyebrows yesterday, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and they're still looking really, really good. And I have one very, very thick gray hair in my eyebrow, this one specifically, and I left it. I thought about pulling it out, but then because I was going to dye it, I wanted to leave it and see how well the dye covered. It's a new one to me. I'll link it below in case you're interested in it, but I really, really like it. I think it did a good job. It's lasting really well. So I don't need to go in with this Benefit Brow Styler, which is what I've been using, mostly to use it up, but also because it's super easy. So since I knew I was doing my brows, I was on JCat ordering a couple of things, and I saw they had this eyebrow contouring 4-tip pen. So I was like, oh, that might be convenient for just filling in, the really sparse areas like here. I just, age is catching up with me and my hairs are falling out and it's a whole thing. So anyway, I got this and I have tried it a couple of times. Here's what I can tell you as I'm gonna put it in and tell you. This is not amazing. I would not use this or recommend if you have to fill in a lot. I really like the NYX Lift and Snatch. No? Is it? I can't remember. But their NYX brow pen is really, really good. If they could just come out with a multi-pronged one, that would be seriously convenient. But this one, it's not that pigmented. There's not a lot of product that comes out. But if you're just filling in the front of your brows in little sparse areas, this is pretty good. It was very, very inexpensive. But I still think the NYX one is probably better. So if you were thinking about picking up a brow pen type thing, I would go with the NYX one. Let me see, I'll grab it. It is the NYX Lift and Snatch brow marker thingy, brow pen. Brown tint pen. This is very, very nice. I've had it for ages. It hasn't dried up. It works beautifully every single time. So I'm going to quickly just go in and prime my eyes, and then I'll come back and we'll play some eyeshadow and chat some more. Okay, eyes are primed, and I'm going to go in with the Blend Bunny Lure palette. I've only used this once, and I want to use the Odin's Eye singles that I have. So I thought I could lay down a base with something from this, and then we can play with the Odin's Eye. I've used one, and I have some thoughts that I want to share with you. So I think I'm just going to pop on some music, do this Blend Bunny shadow real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll do the Odin's Eye. Alexa, play 70s folk music, please. there's the matte shades done. I really, really like those so much. So now we're gonna go with some Odin's Eye. I have admittedly only used this once. I used Leon, of course, because that was the shade that got me having all kinds of feels. And I did use a bit of these too. These are the other multi-chromes, I believe. Is this one the multi? No, that's a shimmer. Ella is a shimmer. So this one is a shimmer. This is the multi-chrome, which I believe is Lola. I'm gonna insert a picture here. I did all the right things. I used my primer. I used the NYX glitter glue like everyone tells you to. And this is what the eye should look like after just a couple of hours. So I'm going to take a different approach today. I'm not going to use the glitter glue and I'm not going to wet the eyeshadow. And I'm going to use a slightly fluffy shader brush as opposed to the 21, which I usually wet. This is the number 2. And I'm going to go in with, I'm just going to take it out and show you. We're going to go in with Daniel, which is SO18 or S018 on the inner portion of my lid, and perhaps David, which is S019 on the outer, just for a tiny bit of an ombre. So we're going to go in with the lighter of the two on a dry shader brush. If I can't wear these eyeshadows, I'm not going to be devastated necessarily, but I am going to be very, very sad. I'm going to go back in just for a little bit more. I've worn shimmer shades that have creased a little bit before, but not like that. That was alarming. And I don't have a whole lot of experience with the NYX glitter glue. If you're new here, I mostly just wet my shimmer shades and that works. But I really wanted Leon to be as Leon-y as it could. So that's a bummer. And maybe this is the way to do it. We'll see. I probably should have just gone in with Leon again, but I wanted to try more of the Blend Bunny eyeshadows. Today is Monday, and I haven't worn eyeshadow since Thursday. So I just really wanted to play. This is the darker blue shade. And this one is like a thicker, more pigmented than the lighter one. And that's how Leon is. Leon is very, very thick and pigmented, which might be why things went wrong for me. I'm just buffing along the edge. That's gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye, clean up all the fallout, and then I'll come back and we can talk about the next thing I've been having some feels about. Okay, so I fibulated a little. I decided to throw on some liner and lashes while I was off camera. I do want to tell you though, I ombre'd my lower waterline with the Juvia's Place eyeliner in the shade Royal on the outer portion of my waterline. And then I used this ColourPop in Crystal Crush on the inner. I just thought that would be fun. Speaking of liners, I don't have them in my possession anymore. I've decluttered them already because I was frustrated and I really honestly thought my niece would enjoy playing with them. But I picked up 2 eyeliners from JCat Beauty when I got the marker. I had seen a post on Instagram. They were releasing multi-chrome eyeliners. And I thought, hey, I really, really love the one from Kaleidos. Maybe this is a more affordable dupe. So I got 2. And I had picked up JCat liners in the past and they were really not good. Like they just didn't transfer onto my waterline like most eyeliners do. And that's what happened with the multi-chrome ones they just released. They are bad. I couldn't even get it on my waterline. I, warmed it up on the back of my hand and some pigment would come off, but yeah, it was real bad. So that was disappointing. Luckily, super affordable, and I think my niece will enjoy playing with them, but they were not good for what I needed them for. So, and my lashes are House of Lashes Allure Light. I love them. They just go on so easy because I'm really not good at putting on lashes, but these make it pretty good. So far, I think the eyeshadow's holding up. So maybe the trick is less is more, going in with it dry. We'll see, but okay, I don't yet know the damage that was caused. We are gonna burn that bridge later. Okay, right. Next thing I want to talk about is the powder foundation craze that's happening. My daughter-in-law sent me a TikTok from Michaela about the new powder foundation. I think it's CoverGirl. I should have checked, but I'm a little, not even annoyed, just kind of like, really? About the whole thing. Powder foundation's been around for a long time. It's very, very good. My first one was from JCat. Speaking of JCat, loved it. The Aquasurance. I just decluttered the ones I had because I'd had them for years and years. And I have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. As you know, if you've been here for a minute, I've been using this a lot. I had been using it to just kind of buff out my foundation, concealer, all of those things, bronzer, when I was done with my makeup, like a finishing powder. The last probably month now, I've been using it as foundation. Now I don't put it on with a wet sponge like Michaela did, but I thought we could try that today. So I'm gonna go in first with some concealer, which is what I normally do. I don't care who you are. There is no powder foundation that is going to be full coverage, not show anything, and look good. That's just not going to happen. So I like to go in with a bit of concealer, like over my nose, my cheekers, just where I've got a lot of discoloration. So I'm using the Ulta one. I have the Sephora one, and I love the way it looks on my face. But I think it's breaking me out. So we're gonna take a time out from that one for right now. This Ulta one is actually very, very nice. I like it a lot. So I'm just gonna blend that out with the brush I use to prime my eyes. I do use the concealer under my eyes before I do powder because that could definitely lead to badness. You don't want to try to do that afterwards. And then I usually just tap over with a damp sponge because I always do. I will say, if you are oily, this is not a base that's going to last a long time. After a few hours, I'm looking kind of ugly. So this is only for just a little while. Now, I've never applied it with a damp sponge before. That's how Michaela did it. So I thought, hey, we'll try that on half my face and the way I normally do it on the other half and see how we go. Probably should pat these out a bit. Sometimes I forget. All right, so going in with my wet sponge, which is going to make this powder look not great, or it might give it a hard pan. Okay, I immediately don't like that. Let me see. In the mirror, that just looks not amazing. The way I normally use this is with my little Amazon heart poof. I go in and just press it on. This looks so much better. I don't know if you can see on camera. I will do this half and then zoom in so you can see what it looks like. I also think it takes less to use it on a dry puff as opposed to a wet sponge. I don't know what the purpose is of the wet sponge. And that's my only problem with TikTok beauty, which I don't see much of, is that you're not seeing what is actually happening. I don't post on TikTok because, well, I don't know how. Maybe I'll try to learn. My daughter's tried to teach me, but she uses words that I swear are not English. So then I don't know what to do. What are you saying? Okay, let me zoom you in up close at my face. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like on the wet side, it looks like I have a lot of like drag lines and wrinkles that I don't see on this side. Maybe if you're 20, it works, but if you're 45, it's a hard no for me. I'm gonna take the brush I usually use to buff, and I'm just gonna buff all over my face, go in with some blush, bronzer, they use, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and that's the look done and dusted. Let me zoom you in for an up close at the eyes so you can see. And now I'm gonna zoom you out and we can wrap up this video. I'll tell you what else is on my face, all the things. Okay, so quick update. I'm gonna insert a photo and you can see what happens when I drop things. So, yep, that's the current status happening here. I was able to save 2 of the eyeshadows and one of them was the multi-chrome in Lola. So I put that on the inner corner because why not? My bronzer is it's the L'Oreal Infallible. This stuff is so good. I want to reach for it. I might need an intervention like I had with the blush. Dee Dee, help a sister out. You know what I need. Okie dokie. And I was just talking to Shawnee about whether or not we were going to buy the new Danessa Myricks blushes. And she said she wasn't sure because she has the cheek palette. And I was like, wait, so do I. So I went in with this shade right here as my blush on my cheekers and the tip of my nose, of course. And my highlight is a couple of things. I went in with Apparition, which shifts to blue on my cheekers. And then I used Phenomena on my upper lip and my nose. It's very bright and I love it. I have some very expensive eyeshadow deaths mocking me from the floor. So yeah, we're going with the fun makeup today. And I just used the matte blues from the Blood Money on my lower lash line and used that Lola to kind of bring it down and around to meet up with the blue. So I think that is everything. Oh, my lip. I'm gonna fix up my lip too because I get asked this sometimes and my memory is terrible. It's the Juvia's Place Luxe Liner in Love Me and the Stila Liquid Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Patina Shimmer. Love this. So that's that on that. Let me know what you think below. Also, do you drop things and smash them all over the floor too? I mean, I hope not for your sake, but I can't be the only one, can I? Yeah, I probably can. Okay, also let me know what you think about that whole powder foundation nonsense. I don't want to get like cranky and ugly about the TikToks, but sometimes it's just silly. Mostly on the TikToks, I see comedians, people who are just out there trying to make the world a better place. So, yeah, let me know. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.